What's up everyone, what's Gucci? Yes, the scandalous, ominous word that so many people don't like is back in this one video. Just let me have it, just for fun. Anyway, hope you're having an awesome day wherever and whenever you're watching this. I'm your host Ayman Hassan and welcome back to another video here at Most Amazing Top 10. Music and sound has the ability to unlock a part of us that nothing else can. Some people never cry when they watch movies or read books, but listen to a song and they cry straight away. Sound is powerful, but that's not always good. Sound can also go the other way and tear you apart, so let's stay clear of those tunes, shall we? This is the top 10 scary cursed sounds you never want to hear. Starting us off at number 10 is Gloomy Sunday. Back in 1933, a Hungarian pianist and composer called Reza Sures published the daddy of all breakup songs. In English, the title is End of the World, fitting for a broken heart, but it was supposedly the cause of countless suicides, so it garnered the nickname the Hungarian Suicide Song. It was written by Laszlo Jabba, who had just broken up with his fiancée. The lyrics are obviously sad, talking about a doomed love affair, gloomy Sundays spent in the shadows, etc. How we all are after a breakup. During the Great Depression, the song caused dozens of suicides in Germany and the US, and the year it came out, 18 suicides were reported in Hungary alone. In one case, the victim drowned whilst holding the sheet music for the song, and another victim repeatedly listened to the song till she overdosed. Now, I don't know if that meant she overdosed on the song and died, or was listening to the song a lot and then OD'd on some drugs and died, but it definitely happened. On top of that, Sures ended up committing suicide 30 years after writing the song. People believe Laszlo was so heartbroken as he was writing the song that his tears on the page made the song absorb all his negative emotion and pass it on to whoever was listening. Coming in at number 9 is Piano Sonata number 6. So this was composed by Alexander Scriabin in 1911, which means it was almost atonal, as most musical pieces made during that time were. The piece consists of one single movement lasting around 11 to 12 minutes, and Alex marked it as mysterious. The piece is so dark it's a bit unreal. There are sudden jumps and moments of horror that interrupt the otherwise dreamlike state you're in whilst listening. There's just something nightmarish about it. Alexander's biographer said the sonata is evil and dark and embraces everything bad in the world like terror, horror, and the unknown. But the thing is, he never played it in public in front of anyone because he felt it was too nightmarish, unclean, and mischievous. In the rare times that he did play excerpts for people, they described him as staring into the distance like he wasn't there, like he was frightened of something they couldn't see. He usually looked scared while playing it and would intensely shudder when playing a few measures. People suspect only Alex knew of the real dark cursed nature of the tune, and that's why he wouldn't let it inflict pain on anyone but himself. True martyr, I'll give you that. At number 8 we have My Way. So this is a very popular song by Frank Sinatra that I haven't heard because it was before my time, but I do know it's a very popular song. Not just as a song to listen to, but as a karaoke song. But the song is being taken out of a lot of karaoke bars for apparently being cursed. Many people have reportedly died after singing the specific song at karaoke bars in the Philippines. Already in the past decade, at least half a dozen people were killed or died after the song. They dubbed them the My Way killings. Skeptics, however, claim it only causes trouble because it's such a well-known song and everybody has their own way of doing it, but that can be said about so many songs, yet people don't die after singing those, so what's going on? After analyzing the song, someone said it's an arrogant one. It makes you prideful and feel like a somebody even if you're a nobody, and that's why it leads to trouble. It makes you blind to your failures. Now, I mean, I see both sides of the story, but out of precautionary measure, next time you're at karaoke bar, maybe don't choose this song. I recommend the well-loved classic My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Filling our number 7 slot is Crossroads Blues. Performed by famous bluesman Robert Johnson, the song has a horrible reputation because it's said that Robert made a deal with the devil at a crossroads in order to become the king of the Delta blues. He wrote the song 2 years before he died, and ever since then whoever covers the song comes into unspeakable tragedy. Eric Clapton, for example, played a version of the tune and then his 2-year-old son died falling out of a window. Leonard Skinner also covered the song, and then the band was involved in a horrible airplane accident where their tour manager and 3 bandmates were killed. The surviving guitarist Alan Collins then ended up in a car crash in 1986 which killed his girlfriend. So far nothing is going well for these people. So it's safe to assume the deal Robert struck with the devil made its way into the song and cursed anyone trying to cover it. Now at number 6 are the Ninth Symphony. So this one isn't a specific tune, it's various tunes. It's any Ninth Symphony of any composer like Franz Schubert, Anton Bruckner, Vaughan Williams, etc. Now anyone in the classical music world is aware of the curse of the Ninth. The curse was born due to the fact that many composers died after writing their Ninth Symphony, the most famous victim of the curse being Beethoven. Maybe the name rings a bell? People thought Gustav Mahler beat the curse when he started his 10th Symphony, but he died before completing it, so that's another one bites the dust. Coming in at number 5 is the cursed glass harmonica. Now this instrument was invented by Benjamin Franklin in 1761 and it was made from custom blown wine glasses. The contraption starts spinning and you play it by just dipping your fingers in water and running your hands over them, kinda like you would on a rim of a glass. But the sound it makes is haunting. It's not make your skin cringe uncomfortable like nails on a chalkboard, but it just makes you uneasy. There's just something eerie about it. And I'm clearly not the only one that thought that, because in the 18th century the instrument started getting a reputation for causing musicians and their listeners to go insane, so they removed the instrument from concert halls. And you guys can totally have a listen if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it, just personally. At number 4 is Better By You, Better Than Me. This was a rock song by the band Spooky Tooth, not a very rock band name, released in 1969, but the version of the song we're concerned with is Judas Priest's version. The song was made faster than the original, but it still has a very sinister undertone. By mid-1990, the band was involved in a lawsuit claiming they were responsible for the suicide attempts of James Vance and Ray Belknap 5 years prior. Both guys got drunk and then went to a playground where Ray shot himself under the chin, and Vance did too, except he actually survived. His face was severely disfigured, but he lived for 3 more years before dying of a medicinal overdose at the hospital. Vance's family claimed the song keeps subliminally telling the listener to do it, and by it they obviously meant suicide. The case was dismissed, but the band shot back saying that do it wasn't said in regards to anything in particular, and if they really wanted to include subliminal messages in their songs, it would be something like go buy more of our albums, not kill yourself. But regardless of what they said, the result was the same, so people speculated that the song may be cursed by the suicides themselves. Filling our number 3 slot is Crossroads. Second Crossroads on the list, who knew? Is this a sign? Maybe we should take it as a sign. So Crossroads was a song by Bone Thugs and Harmony, and at the height of their fame they were one of the top selling rap groups of all time. But many speculated they didn't rise to fame through hard work. Rumor had it they achieved it through supernatural means. They used to play with Ouija boards during high school, and they apparently sold their soul to the devil in exchange for a big break. People went as far as to say the Ouija board inspired their signature style, since most of their early lyrics are dark and mystical and have many mentions of the devil and demons and hell. Their biggest hit, Crossroads, was a homage to their friends who had died, but it's said to have been cursed. Many collaborators who worked on the song with the band died after it was recorded. Many big deaths have been linked to the group, like Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Both worked with them shortly before dying. Eazy-E worked with them all the time as a producer and collaborator, and he died as well. Other artists like Tasha and Graveyard Shift both died after collaborating with the band. I mean, it may just be a coincidence, but it also may not be. So I feel like the curse started with the Ouija board, then moved on to the song, and then onto the band's collaborators. What do you guys think? Now at number 2 is the Devil's Trill Sonata, and this was included in my Scary Satan Encounters Part 2 video if you've seen it, but if not, here is a story. Giuseppe Tartini was an Italian composer and violinist during the Baroque period. He had a huge inferiority complex, and one day he had a fellow violinist playing better than him, which just killed him inside. He spiraled into depression and locked himself in solitude for months, where he practiced 12 hours a day. I mean, he's depressed, but at least he's dedicated. During that period, he had a dream where the devil appeared at the foot of his bed and played a sonata on the violin that was near damn perfect. The devil offered Tartini a deal, as he always does, and the next day he woke up and wrote down the sonata, but no matter what out he could never play it as well as the devil. The deal he offered him was to achieve every musical dream he ever envisioned, and I'm assuming he accepted. But people speculated the devil cursed his sonata, so no matter how many times he practiced, he would never be able to play better than the devil. And we already saw how that went down when Tartini thought that other guy was better than him, so the devil is someone you literally can't beat, so that was probably a lot of smashed violins. And finally, at number 1 is Suicide Solution. This song is by Ozzy Osbourne, and oh my does it have a bad reputation. The song is dark, there's no doubt about that, and it was the subject of many lawsuits from parents suing him and CBS Records for causing the suicide of their children. In October of 1984, 19-year-old John McCullum shot himself in bed while listening to the song. His parents insisted he showed no signs of depression, was a completely happy, normal kid, and then 6 hours later, he's magically dead, and all they knew was that he was listening to that song. Another case occurred 2 years later when Michael Waller's family sued Ozzy for hiding subliminal messages within the song and causing their son to kill himself. Both cases were unsuccessful, and people claim the song was cursed from all the trouble and depression Ozzy went through himself through his life. He replied to the allegations saying the song isn't about suicide as a way out, the solution part is to do with a liquid, like in a lab you have solutions. It's about the dangers of alcoholism and how it can kill you like any other drug. But others refused to believe him because the name is so straightforward and the cases are so isolated with no suicidal symptoms backing them up other than the song. And that's it for today's video, guys. It's honestly so surprising how many things in our world are cursed. We need more good vibes, guys, not cursed vibes. This is not a joke. Good vibes only. Let me know what you guys thought and whether you've listened to any of these songs and sounds, and as always, I'm Eamon Hassan and I'll see you next time. Bye!